Did you have any culture shock when you come here?
I had some culture shock initially.
But in Japan, there's always some sort of distance, and it's kind of difficult to know what the other person tries to say.
But joining a group of Japanese friends, it's very hard.
Hello everyone. How's it going? I'm Jotaro in Japan. Today I'm gonna ask foreigner in Japan about what's your culture shock in Japan. I think it's really important to learn something about Japanese culture before you actually come to Japan. If you are coming to Japan as a tourist, as a student, as a worker, it's really important to know and prepare some Japanese culture which might surprise you. I'm gonna do interview to Japanese people and foreigners in Japan about Japanese culture, Japanese social issues, stuff like that. And then I'm gonna bring you some cool perspectives and insights of unique Japanese cultures. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to my channel. Okay, let's go. Okay, thank you for your cooperation. Where are you from?
Indonesia.
Indonesia. And how long have you been here?
It's my second year.
Second year. Okay. What's it like living in Japan?
Since this country is a developed country, so it's very disciplined here and very clean. But everything is a little bit expensive. For example, like food, electricity, water. But comparing to other expenses, I'm happy to live in Japan.
Okay. So you are, satisfied the living in Japan.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any culture shock here?
Culture shock? Maybe yes, I have because I'm a Muslim. Sometimes we cannot eat some food like pork, alcohol, and mirin.
Really?
Mirin, yeah, you put a lot of mirin in your food, right?
Yes.
So that's kind of a culture shock. But for example, yeah, in Indonesia, we don't use the left hand to give or to take some things from people. But here, many of people in, for example, in convenience store, they just give us the change or the money with the left hand. For example, this one for you, I give with my left hand, so it's not polite. In my country, it's very unpolite, so we have to use right hand.
Right hand.
Yes. So
Okay.
when I take something from Japanese people with
Uh-huh.
left hand, I'm shocked.
It's
Because-
kind of rude.
Yes,
For
it's very
your
rude
country.
for my country.
I don't know that.
Yeah.
Wow. Is there any reason not to use the left hand?
Yes, because usually we use left hand for cleaning something bad,
Okay.
for something after toilet.
Mhm.
So this is for the dirty activity.
Okay.
So we don't use this one for anything like that.
I see. Okay.
So also in Japan, many toilet didn't give the water.
Didn't get the water.
I mean, like some toilet have no bidet. Sometimes they give water and just sometimes they just give the tissue to clean. But in Indonesia, water is a must. So we have to have water in toilet. So when there is no water in toilet, so I'm confusing how to clean it. Just by tissue is impossible because we will have to pray every day 5 times. So we have to make sure our body is clean.
So
So
not only with the tissue, you
Yeah,
guys need to
Water.
use the water
Mm.
to clean.
Yes,
the
part of the body.
Okay.
So that's the culture shock.
Okay. It's kind of big culture shock for you. I see. It's interesting. Okay, thank you for your cooperation.
Yes, you're
Okay,
welcome.
thank you so much. Thank you for your cooperation. Where are you from?
I'm from Bangladesh.
Bangladesh. How long have you been here?
I have been living in Japan for more than 1.5 years.
What's the culture shock here?
And sometimes I faced some cultural shocks as I did not understand Japanese culture, Japanese language. So I faced problem to communicate with Japanese people. But now gradually
I am just trying to adapt with Japanese people and try to learn some Japanese language, especially some Japanese technical words, which is commonly used to communicate with people. And with help from Google and help from many translation applications and using some Japanese technical words, I am trying to communicate with Japanese people, and I really find it really useful. And now I did not face any cultural shock. I can now communicate with Japanese people.
How exactly adapting the Japanese culture in terms of the communication with native Japanese?
I think communication is very important to adjust with Japanese culture. So anyway, we should learn Japanese language to communicate with Japanese people. Otherwise, it is very difficult to explore Japan. So I recommend people who wants to come to Japan, they should learn some Japanese by using YouTube. And there are many websites who are providing Japanese lesson. Also, Duolingo can help to learn Japanese if people who wants to come to Japan for study or as a tourist or for work. So I recommend them to learn some Japanese before coming in Japan. It will help them to explore Japan.
Thank you for your cooperation. Thank you for your cooperation. Where are you from?
I am from Hawaii.
Hawaii. How long have you been in Japan?
I've been in Japan for about 3 months at least.
What's it like living in Japan?
Living in Japan is actually really nice. You feel very safe, and all you really need to do is learn how to reach out, talk to others, to let other people know that, hey, I have time. Would you like to do something together? Very important.
Did you have any culture shock when you come here?
Yes, I had some culture shock initially because I wasn't very informed about shyness. It can be a little bit hard to talk to others, especially it's a little reserved here compared to Hawaii, where I'm from.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for your help. Thank you for your cooperation. Where are you from?
France.
France. How long have you been here?
It's gonna be 4 months.
What's it like living here in Japan?
Living in Japan compared to France, I'd say as a student, I'd say it's a bit better because I usually pay in euro, so the yen euro conversion is very beneficial to us.
You can buy more
Right,
stuff
yes,
here.
yeah.
Okay.
It's easier going out, it's safer at
Safer.
night.
That's nice. What's the culture shock here?
I didn't have much culture shock when it comes to the way the country functions. I'd say it's a bit more related to social interactions, the way people speak to each other. Whereas, say, in Europe in general, we are a bit more direct. If we have to say something, we say it. But in Japan, there's always some sort of distance, and you can't. It's kind of difficult to know what the other person tries to say. I guess for us Europeans, the social interactions are a bit more difficult. But I think it's just a matter of time and matter of getting used to, and just have to interact more with the Japanese people to grasp how social interactions work. It's just a matter of time, I think.
Is it hard for you to make Japanese friends, especially native Japanese?
Not really.
Not really.
I think because, well, we stand out a bit, especially in Yamaguchi. There isn't much foreigners. We don't see much foreigners, even on campus. So we kind of stand out, and people naturally, it's not that difficult.
This channel is for the foreigner who are interested in coming to Japan.
Right.
And do you recommend coming to local area in Japan or cities like Tokyo or Osaka?
I'd say it depends on what you're looking for. I was more looking for a more authentic kind of experience. For example, Tokyo, it's a big city, so it's not really Japan per se. Tokyo is Tokyo, right? Same in Europe, like France, Paris is Paris. It's not really France per se. So if you want to experience a big city like Tokyo, well, I mean, you can just go to Tokyo, Osaka, Kyoto. It's all right. But if you want to try a more authentic experience, I guess coming to places like Yamaguchi, I'd say. It just depends on what you're looking for.
Okay, thank you for your cooperation. ありがとうございます。Okay, thank you for your cooperation. Where are you from?
And I'm from Taiwan. Yes.
Taiwan.
Yes.
How long have you been in Japan?
4 months.
4 months.
Yes, 4 months.
Okay, what's it like living in Japan
Oh, living in Japan is I think it's very clean.
compared to your home country?
Yes. 日本の方がもっと綺麗です。
What's the culture shock after coming here?
Traffic is very good. Everyone follow the traffic rules.
In Taiwan, like everyone doesn't follow the rules sometimes.
Yeah, a lot.
A lot.
Yeah,
Okay.
a lot.
Okay, so this is kind of
Yeah.
the good aspect, right? What about なんか悪い面？
初対面の時の距離感ですね。でもみんな日本人は優しくてくれました。仕事の時もみんな本当に優しいです。
なるほど。
うん
結構そのさ、日本語を喋るの上手じゃん？
まだまだ。
いや、
まあ
それはどうやって、
あ
こう、上手くなっていったの？
家で独り言しているから。テキストの、日本語のテキストの方がちょっと独り言、練習しているから。全部その日本語能力試験の N1 とか、その本で練習して。
はいはいはいはい。
うん
すごいね。OK.
Yeah.
Thank you for your cooperation.
はい、
ありがとうございます。Okay, thank you for your cooperation. Where are you from?
I'm from Kenya.
How long have you been here?
Around 10.
Around 10 months.
Yes.
Okay. What's it like living here?
Basically, it's interesting, it's fun, and I'm enjoying it. Yeah, and experiencing the different weather from my country. So, yeah.
What's the culture shock here?
First, when I came here, my first culture shock was the food. Because it's very, very different from what we have back in my country, Kenya. So at first, it was hard for me to adapt. I would say like I stayed for like 2 weeks before I could like eat to satisfaction. And the fact that I also didn't know many places where I could get food that I like. But now I have adapted.
You have adapted. How did you adapt this kind of Japanese food?
Just by looking around and looking for more options in the restaurants, in the cafeteria.
What's the food you can eat, and especially in the Japanese food?
I like karage
Karage. Okay.
and yakisoba.
Yakisoba.
Yes.
Do you think it's hard for you, for foreigner, to make friends here?
Yes, kind of somehow. Personally, for me, it was not so hard because I had met some Japanese friends before I came here. But joining a group of Japanese friends, it's very hard.
I see. Why do you think it's hard for other countries' people to make friends, make Japanese friends?
I am not sure, but I think the Japanese people are kind of
Conservative?
yeah, conservative. Sorry, yeah, they are a bit conservative, so maybe that's why. And maybe also the language barrier. I think that's also a big challenge.
Okay, thank you for your cooperation.
Oh, thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank you so much. Okay, thank you for watching so far. How was it? It's really interesting. A lot of foreigners I interview face, Japanese culture shocks. I think the biggest culture shock they face is Japanese language itself. As one of the Bangladeshi guy I interviewed said, it's very difficult to explore Japan without knowing any Japanese so that you can enjoy Japan. If you're gonna go to Tokyo or Osaka, like big cities, there are some Japanese people who know English without knowing Japanese. You can enjoy, I think. But if you're going to countryside in Japan, it's very difficult to explore Japan and enjoy Japan without knowing any Japanese. Because the reason is, Japanese people who knows English is very few, okay? So you shouldn't expect, Japanese people can speak English. So you should prepare some, translator, or if you have time, it's better to learn some Japanese technical words, which is commonly used, okay? So this is gonna be very helpful to enjoy Japan. Okay, anyway, if you like this video, please click like this button and subscribe to my channel. Okay, see you next time.